You're watching Extras from the Extension on Eagle Community Television.
Hi, I'm Holly Dickman with the Ellis County Extension Office, and we are technically in the middle of winter. It wouldn't seem that way with some of the weather we've experienced here lately, but it is winter time, and so there's a couple of things to think about this time of year, especially if you have a warm season turf grass like buffalo grass or Bermuda grass. We're standing in kind of a mixture of both buffalo and Bermuda grass here, but you can see with some of this warmer weather we've been experiencing, we're starting to see some green, and that's not uncommon. And so this is really a good time to do some weed control, believe it or not, if you have some of these types of grasses in your yard. These weeds that we're starting to see include things like henbit, the little purple flowers that we always get questions about in the springtime. We're starting to see henbit. We're starting to see that really nasty weed called red stem fillery. I did a segment about it last year, and I'll show you some pictures of what it can potentially look like, but it was a big issue with this, or there was a big issue with this weed last year in the city of Hayes for sure. And I had lots and lots of questions about it. But this is the time of year that these little tiny weeds, which germinated in the fall, are starting to kind of wake up, so to speak, and start to put on some growth. So this is a good time of year on these warmer days. Usually when we talk about warmer days, we're talking about days over 50 degrees where you can go out and do some weed control. Now, if you have areas of the yard that look like this, see, this is a big, nice patch of henbit and some other weeds mixed in. This is the time of year in these warm season grasses that you could even go out and spray glyphosate, commonly known as Roundup, but it comes in lots of other brands. But glyphosate is a product that kills anything that's green. It's non-selective, but when that buffalo and Bermuda grass is completely dormant, so that means it's completely brown, it's not going to hurt your turf grass. So this is the only time of year that you can do that. You can go out and spray glyphosate on your lawn for weeds such as this red stem fillery and the henbit, chickweed, mustard, cheatgrass, all of those things that we see coming up and greening up early in the spring before our buffalo and Bermuda grass green up. You can go out during the month of February, very, very early March, and you can spray Roundup and not hurt your grass. Now, I would keep a close eye on the weather and see what it's doing, because if we have really warm temperatures continuing, then sometimes we'll get early spring, and those warm season grasses will come out of dormancy earlier than we'd expect. So that's why you really want to make sure you want to get down and really look at your turf grass, make sure there's no green in the crown of that grass whatsoever, because then you could potentially harm that grass by using things like glyphosate. If you don't want to use glyphosate or Roundup, you can also try a broadleaf weed killer, something that contains carfentrazone. Works a little bit better on things when the temperatures are a little cooler. That's a combination product. It's a broadleaf weed killer, so it will hopefully kill some of these broadleaf type weeds, but if you have things like cheatgrass, it's not going to work on something like that. Or little barley, that other weed that we have a lot of issues with. It's not going to work on any grasses. It's only going to work on the broadleaf weeds. Once again, these are nasty weeds, and a lot of people don't think about doing much weed control at this time of year, but this is really a good time to get out and treat for some of these things. And as you can see, this red stem fillery has quite a little root system on it already, and it's only February. So give it another couple of months, give it some more growth. These things could potentially spread to be quite wide, lots of pink flowers, lots and lots of seeds. So if you can get them under control while they're tiny, you'll have much, much better luck. If you have questions about your lawn or weed control in general, don't hesitate to contact your local extension office for more information. I'm Holly Dickman, Ellis County Horticulture Extension Agent.
You're watching Extras from the Extension on Eagle Community Television.